Hey everybody, this is Paul from North Carolina Cover Band Reviews, bringing you another venue spotlight. This is our feature where we talk about some of the great venues in our area that are bringing us live music. Tonight, we're here at Bodine's Bar in Clemmons. We're gonna go talk to the big man himself, Jeff Tharington. Let's do it. All right, everybody, here we are. Jeff Tharington, owner of Bodine's Bar. Jeff, thank you very much for taking time.
Always. Appreciate
My friend, old friend from the softball field, and now down here at Bodine.
He stole shortstop for me forever.
That's right, and you know, to our detriment, I think. But Jeff, thanks for taking time with us. First of all, I got to start out. Congratulations, you just had your 1-year anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Bodine. We'll talk about that again in a minute. But I wanted to ask you, take me back 2 years ago or so. What is it that made you decide you want to open a bar?
So my life has been revolved around being in bars, seeing what they do, and I've never really been like, man, I really love this place or love that, but I've loved bits and pieces of different bars. So I said, if I ever get the chance to open my own place up, I'm just going to jump on it. And when this place come available, I put my name in the hat. Just kind of want to do it my way, you know. And I think everybody, if you've been to any drinking establishment, you've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. And I was like, I'll be able to kind of do it my way. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Didn't know what I was getting into, but.
So let me ask you about that. So there was a bar here before, and so I would assume that there's some pros and cons of that. Some things were set up, and some things made it even worse than moving into like new construction. Talk about that.
I mean, the place was rough. I mean, it was called Rizzo's, and it was put myself in a position to have to really start from the bottom, and that's okay because I'd rather build something than like piggyback off somebody else's fortunes and whatnot. So I'm tickled that I took the road less traveled and building a bar with a good standard. I mean, you know, we've been this is our 13th month, no fights. You know, I've kicked nobody out of this place. You know, minimal security, and it's just an old school kind of cheers environment. It's beautiful.
First of all, so I'm going to ask you. I'm going to follow up on what you just said. But first of all, why Bodines? That's you, right?
So that's my mom gave me the nickname. My name's Jeff, and we're a NASCAR family. Back in the day, NASCAR family. Before it got all political. So Jeff Bodine was the man.
There you go.
So my mom called me Jeff Bodine. So it's like that was kind of my drunken alter ego.
And so is this something like everybody knows, or are they asking and finding out about it? Or
my people knew what it meant, but yeah, people call it Bodines.
Yeah.
Look, I don't care what you call it as long as you come out and see us.
Yeah. Okay, so you started talking about this. Talk a little bit more about, because we talked a little bit on the phone when you were getting ready to a couple summers ago and so forth.
Yeah.
Talk about, which I thought this was really a unique vision for a bar, especially in this area. So talk a little bit about what you kind of want to do, what you kind of want to make this place look like, and how that's gone.
I mean, I just want a honky-tonk bar, you know, I want an old school, 90s throwback country, you know, I want the Hank Williams Jr., the Waylon Jennings. I mean, our slogan was, we want Willie, Waylon, and you. I mean, and plus there's no country bars. Even the country bars, they ain't country. At a certain time of the night, they turn to a different genre of music, and it gets, you know, a little bit different. We wanted a place you can come to, and it's going to be safe, lovely, and the whole night is kind of generated around the same type of music. So, I mean,
and so you have acoustic, you have bands, you have outlaw country, you have more straight country, but you're doing something else I think that's a little bit unique. And sometimes you'll bring in even bigger bands that have bigger appeal instead of just in this area or even in North Carolina. So talk about the goal of that and sort of the vision of doing that.
I mean, I've always been a go big or go home. I mean, it ain't really about the money or like the prestige or the notoriety. It's just cool. If you look back at old school country, you had huge artists playing little dive bars forever. And then it become these massive amphitheaters and, you know, 100,000 people. It's not real music anymore. It's just a show. So here, I want it to be more generated around music. And, you know, you guys love classic rock. So, you know, we got Shoot the Thrill. We got Mean Street. We're trying to do more. Head Trip's a great classic rock band. So we're not just trying to stay to honky-tonk music, but that's what I want it to be.
Yeah.
You know, built around and based around. We're going to try to, you know, hit the old school music for classic rock as well.
And even so, you know, we were here to see Stillwater Junction, now an award-winning outlaw country band, and we loved it. We reviewed those guys, and
they're original, and so really, you know, we've had massive bands. I mean, there's no bar that's this small that's spending the kind of money that we're spending. I'm not saying it's lucrative, but it's it's what I want to do. I want to do something that's kind of outlandish and kind of ridiculous. And really just to have Kentucky Headhunters, Travis Tritt's daughter, last year Confederate Railroad. I mean, they're way out of my budget, but we're just going to do it.
And it's got a great response,
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
great.
You can see. So again, 1 year, it's a big milestone for a bar to hit that 1 year mark and still be going strong. A lot of them don't even make it that far. Tell me about some of the highlights. I mean, you mentioned, I think, some of these bands that you mentioned were some.
I would say the bands are great. The highlights are the people, like the little people from Clemmons, coming in here, just showing the love, showing the support, and kind of backing the bar. I mean, I would never have thought that people would have come in not knowing me. I probably got more friends that I don't know than like my actual everyday friends. I mean, it's just been a blessing. I mean, there's people, I bet I've met 1,000 people, and that's really the milestone. The milestone is the memories, the conversations, and just the camaraderie. I'm kind of blown away by that response.
Yeah.
And like, there's single women that come in here and say they feel comfortable here. We walk them out to the car. We got cameras everywhere, and that makes you feel good. Yeah, I mean, to me it does. Yeah.
Okay, so going forward, Jeff, as you know very well, Clemmons is getting a little bit crowded for live music, which is fantastic.
It's very competitive.
But so tell me about going forward, how Bodine's is going to stand out over the winter and then into next year, and what are there plans you want to talk about? Things you're going to do different, things you're going to do the same, and what is it going to look like going forward?
So, my mistakes last year were we did a lot of full bands inside. We don't have the space for it, so I spent a lot of money trying to build a standard, and I built that standard, but it on my dime. There's no way I can rejuvenate the thousands that I spent on music when I don't have the capacity. So we're going to do more solo, duo, and trio acts indoors, and we'll stick to our big bands spring, summer, and fall. But the biggest thing that sets us apart is that we're not doing what everybody else does. It's most bars are classic rock bars. The majority of the music, they don't really have country bands. They might have one or two a month, and then we do the exact flip-flop. We're one or two classic rock bands, and the majority is...
Or certainly not the big bands. Like, they may have people playing country on Thursday, maybe Friday, but Saturday is going to go back to a rock band. Whereas here, you're bringing in bigger country bands on it. So it's a flip. And so,
we're just doing something a little different. Plus, we've got this patio. I mean, I know you can't see it here, but biggest patio in Forsyth County. I mean, you can't do anything when it rains, but like no one can duplicate this little space outside. So I mean, it's got a different feel.
Yeah, good stuff coming up, guys. Hopefully you've been out here and you know what this patio looks like. If not, get out here, find them on Facebook and Instagram and all the stuff out there, all the normal social media spots. Jeff, thank you so much for taking time.
Thank y'all.
We'll be back soon again, and obviously best of luck going forward.
We're gonna get them.
Thank you
It
so
is
much.
what it is.
Yeah. All right,
Thank
pal.
y'all. Appreciate you.
All right, guys. Take care.